is Caro, and this is my podcast where I like to talk about all the crafty things I like to do, which today I have two crafts to talk about. The one is cross stitch, as this is my main rabbit hole that I fell down hard this year, really. But I did pick up knitting again, so we have a couple projects to look at there. And I think I basically have everything to show you but haul. I don't have any haul today, but we have an FFO, we have a FO, we have a bunch of whips, we have new cast-ons in knitting, new cast-ons, and we also have new starts in cross stitch. So yes, there is lots to talk about, so I don't want to ramble around too much. You can follow me on Instagram. I'm caro.kirsch over there. And that's really the only alternative to YouTube to see what I'm up to. And YouTube really is the main thing I update you guys on. It's been a while, unfortunately. I wanted to film earlier, but alas, I didn't get around to. But today is actually a really good day. My daughter's with her grandma. So we really have a nice quiet house because my son's doing his nap right now. So yeah, we should not have any interruptions, hopefully, here she says. As you can see, I'm in a new corner. I don't know, I hope it's not too glary. This is like I don't even know what this type of wardrobe is called, like a vitrine in German. I think it's showcase. Is this called a showcase or something? I wanted something kind of behind glass for my yarn because it's been out in the open behind me in my earlier episodes. But I'm always a little scared of those little buggers getting into my yarn. So I feel a little bit better with the yarn being behind a glass shelf, even though I know it's not like airtight or anything. But so far so good. But I'm still in my craft room, just in a different corner. So I don't know how the sound will be. It probably sounds a little bit different than usual, but we're just gonna run with it. And let's get into all the projects. So I think I am going to start with the finishes first, because that just makes the most sense, and then I can get rid of this huge frame here, because I'm going to start with my FFO, which is the Deadly Aquarium SAL by Lola Crow Cross Stitch. And I finished it in a frame, trying not to get too much glare here from my ring light, because we have like a super drab day today. I have to hold it a little bit tilted. So yay, ta-da! I am pretty happy. Sorry, I have to do this a little weird. I don't know if you can actually see, but yes. So I'm super happy with it. I did finish the entire thing, omitting only the stingray that was supposed to go right here. But other than that, I stitched it as it was charted. I didn't make any other changes to it. And super happy with it. Finished the back stitching and, oh no, actually, I lied. There's one change I made right at the beginning in the frame. There is like this light brown color that is used here, and I swapped that out to a Kreinik, like an old gold, I think it's called, the color. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll insert some photographs or something, because I can't get the glare off. I would have to turn that light off, but I don't know. That might be weird. Although the sun's coming out right now. But ooh, there it goes. Okay, anyways, so yay, super happy with this. This is my first kind of framed cross stitch finish. My daughter really likes this one and wants it hung up in her room, so I figured I'll put this in a frame. I did the whole freaking intense lacing, and I laced it right to the backing from this frame. The frame I got on a thrift. Excuse me. I don't know what these things are called. It's not a thrift store. It's like when they do these open markets where people bring on like kind of a garage sale, but like in an organized manner where there's lots of people with their stuff. I think I paid like €1 or €2 or something for it. So I still have some adjustments to do because like it's not fully in there. Like there's these little tabs here and some of them are missing. So it's not fully solid. I can't hang it just yet, but I hope I can find these kind of separate because obviously the slits are there where I can just slide them in and yeah, fully attach this. But I am pretty happy with it. It is fairly tight on there. So yay. Finish number 1. I did, I think, around 1,400 stitches to finish this. Let me check. Yes, 1,427 stitches since last time. And I stitched it on a 36 count Science Skies linen from Lady Ravenga, which is a German indie dyer. Do you call it indie dyer in the fabric dyeing world as well? Like the hand dyers in yarn, they're called indie dyers. I feel like kind of the same idea, no? And yes, so that's all the stats for there. It's 100% done, obviously. So the next finish I have to show you guys is one where I really didn't have lots to do. There was actually only the beading missing. And now you know which project I'm talking about. It is the Partridge in a Pear Tree from Any Bees design. And it's part of the 12 Days of Christmas series she released. I think it was her market release this year. And yay, I finished the beading. Can I show this off somehow? There you can see some cream beads and there's some red beads and those little red flowers. And yeah, I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it either, the whole beading process. Yeah, threading the needle is probably the biggest pain ever. You're obviously using, like I used this transparent thread, like polyester or something, I don't know, not a specific brand. I got it in like a collection of threads and stuff when I bought it off an eBay sort site, not eBay. What's it called over? I mean, it's called eBay Kleinanzeigen in Germany, which is sort of like Kijiji in Canada, I know it's called. I don't know if that's the same in the States. But yeah, where people offer up stuff from their like attics or something where they find stuff. Anyways, so yeah, that was a little bit painful, but obviously the needle is like super thin, the end, the eye, where you need a thread through to still have it go through your bead. So I did not enjoy that part, and I was very upset when I lost my thread once. But yes, other than that, it wasn't too bad. I don't think my positioning is too precise. If you look at the white ones, they're pretty jiggity jaggedy. So I think I have some perfectioning to do there. But I think for kind of an ornament, that is okay. You won't be as up and close to it. So I'm happy with it, and I'm going to continue beading the rest of the 12 Days of Christmas designs that are in this pattern that I got. Haven't started the next one yet, but yeah, I might do in the near future. Okay, so that was all my finishes, but that's 2. That's awesome because I haven't had a finish since the very first episode. So I'll take that win. And now we're just gonna go from worked on most to worked on least, since I have my awesome overview app here on Notions. So the next project I want to show you is a work in progress, and I'm very happy that this took number 1, meaning it has been worked on the most, because I know last time I was a little sad that I didn't get to work on this project as much. And the project I'm talking about is my amazing Loon, and let me show you a picture of what it will look like. It is based on a design by Heaven and Earth Designs, and the artwork is by David Bartlett. And yeah, it's the original one has a swan, and I swapped the swan for a loon because I'm married to a Canadian and I like all Canadian things. And so yeah, let me show you. This is the project, and maybe I'll get in a before and after shot. I'll just make room above. And yeah, as you can see, we got rid of all the hanging threads in here, which, yay, that makes me so happy. And now I'm actually enjoying stitching on it. I think it really, really was bugging me having all these hanging threads. So yeah, since last time I filled in this rectangle. Don't mind this one missing stitch. I just kind of forgot it, so I'll put it in once I pick up the color out there again. And yeah, and since filling that in, I moved the whole project into Cross Stitch Saga, or at least the background. And yeah, and now I could work in all the hanging threads on each side of these squares. The cool thing with Cross Stitch Saga is because I did the whole thing to be able to take over my progress, because there was no way for me to just kind of save the progress of Pattern Keeper and import it somehow to Cross Stitch Saga. So I had to input the progress manually, but in Cross Stitch Saga you can kind of open up a square anywhere on your project and just fill out either like color by color or the entire thing, all the colors at once within that square. And that's really neat. So that's what I did. I kind of, when I had my previous stitched area here, I kind of just drew a rectangle around all the stitches I had, even though they weren't filled out, and then just filled out that area. And yes, since then I moved over to Cross Stitch Saga, was able to put in all the loose threads, and same on the other side, not quite as visible because they're all kind of in here together with the 939 that I already had smelling over. Because again, there I can just draw an area and fill in just one color if I want to. And since then, I also started working on the Loon again. And that one, unfortunately, is still in Pattern Keeper. And it works fine. I can stitch fine off of Pattern Keeper. Really, a big thing for me is just being able to keep track of the amount of stitches I do. And with Pattern Keeper, I have to remember after I stop stitching on a project that I'll put it in, because once the time goes past, I don't know, 4 o'clock at night or something, I don't know what I have it set to, it'll revert to 0 and you don't know how many stitches you did the day before. And with Cross Stitch Saga, you just have your history. You can look back on what date you did how many stitches and all that. So that's really neat. It's just one great feature, but it's a big one why I wanted to move this project and not just keep it in Pattern Keeper. But yes, very, very happy with this. I'm stitching this on a 28 count Lugana from Zweigart. It's an easy count fabric, which I really like and enjoy stitching on. And yes, I'm stitching the background 2/2. And I'm stitching the Loon 2/1 10 stitch, and the background is full cross. So yay, very happy with this. Not tired of the blues yet. I don't think I'll ever be tired of the blues. And yeah, just looking at myself in my viewfinder here, I realize I'm wearing something handmade that I could mention what it is. So let's just swiftly go to the section what I'm wearing. I'm wearing the Metamorphic sweatshirt by Andrea Mowry. I knit this one last year. And the yarns I used were, the charcoal is Filcolana by, no, Pernilla by Filcolana. And the blue is actually a handspun of mine. And I mixed 2 different fibers with this. I don't remember those. I think like the darker blue, like the arms and kind of the body that you can't really see right now, is Malabrigo fibers. I don't know. I don't know the breeds that are in here anymore. I know it was like a mix. I know there's some camel. I know like this color, that kind of lighter, that's one fiber bump I had, and that had some camel in it. I remember that much. And there's for sure some merino in the Malabrigo. I think that might be pure merino. But yes, anyways, really, really loving this. The cool thing with this one, you knit it inside out actually. Here, let me show you on the arm. So you knit one row the charcoal and one row the blue, or whatever colors you choose to do. And you have this kind of lifted stitch along, like it's on both sides, but it's obviously also covering where you switch from row to row, which usually you have a jog. And this like hides the jog like perfectly. And I think it looks super cool, the stripes this way. Like if you look at how the knit side would look like, which is usually the side you have outside, it's just very, very different. The stripes are kind of zigzaggy, but on the pearl side, they're really nice and defined and straight. So yeah, really love this. I might make this sweater again with different yarns. So it is very warm, but it is getting colder outside, so I can wear this. Sorry, my chair is a little squeaky, but yes. So very happy with this. But let's just slide to the next project, and I'll check real quick which one that is. Yeah, progress-wise, the Deadly Aquarium SAL was the next one, but behind that is my new start, which I'm super, super excited about. So I did show off the project last time, or the design. Sorry, my new setup with where I grab my projects isn't the best here. I'll have to find something else next time, but we're going with it now. So sorry if I'm dropping all the things. But yes, so my new start is Winter by Puck's Closet. And yes, I love it. What can I say? I am very happy with this project. Sorry, I have a needle sticking in here. Oh yeah, there's still yarn attached to it, no thread. So let's do it this. So yes, this is my new start. Look at the impressive amount of stitches. So maybe I should show you what the finished project will look like. So I insert a picture here, and there's no before, obviously. So this is my new start. This is around 1,000 stitches. How many is it exactly? 1,239. And yeah, last time I was unsure how I wanted to stitch this project. Excuse me. Finally, I needed to sneeze before. Couldn't. Now I did. So yes, but I did some research. I watched some Crafty Gaming Jamie's videos where I told you I wanted to see what her favorite thing is. And yeah, I did remember that she usually goes for like either 28 or 25 10 stitch 2/1. But I also actually, I don't know, I guess now my ears were kind of just trained to listen up when they're talking about this, but a lot of people seem to favor 25 2/1 10 stitch. And yes, and then I realized that actually my own project, the amazing Loon that I just showed you, I am stitching 28 count 2/1 10 stitch, and I do find that a little thick. I don't think it's too thick, but we'll see. Like, I can totally imagine if you have like confetti heavy areas, it'll be quite thick. I haven't filled those areas in my Loon yet. Like, the only area that I have kind of completely filled in is the head, but there it's really just like black and brown, so it's like two colors, and then there's a few like ninja stitches in there. But like the areas where I know there's like a million different colors in just one little area, I haven't filled that out yet, so I don't know how thick it'll get, but I can imagine it'll get quite thick, which is why I ended up going with 25 count 2/1 10 stitch. And yes, this is where I am, and I think you can already kind of see that corner that's coming together here, the little leafy rounded corner. So yay. I like it. I like the coverage. There's some areas, the way I'm stitching this is really like, I started with the black because this area is actually very confetti heavy. Like not even the black. I thought the black, I like throughout the black kind of makes the picture, but in this area, in the specific area, that was just like it was the most like connected color that is up there, which is why I stitched that one first. But yeah, but then I decided to, at first I thought I'll just do extreme cross country with the black, working my way from the most used color to the least used color. But then I was just curious to kind of see how it'll fill out with a 10 stitch, 25 count, 10 stitch. So that's why I ended up just picking a color, and I basically just kind of typewriter method-ish, picking the next stitch within my 10 by 10 square. I think actually the first 10 by 10 square is filled now. And yeah, and choosing my color that way. And then just finishing the thread, or maybe adding an extra one if it seems like it makes sense. And then I'll just pick the next color and finish the thread, because I don't like hanging threads, as you guys know. So yay. Very happy with this. I forgot to mention, actually, last time I was talking about this pattern that, so this pattern is called winter, right? There is actually a summer, spring, and fall as well. And they are really pretty, but I didn't get them because I want to finish one at a time. I kind of don't want to get this huge pattern stash, even though I am acquiring more patterns that I'm starting. But yes, as I told you last time, I'm really just stitching this for the fun of the colors and for the fun of stitching. And I really hope I'll get a little less crazy confetti, because yeah, I do enjoy stitching areas with a little bit more like where you can set one stitch next to the other, you know, where you like only have to build out like previous stitches once, and then you kind of can build on top of that. That's what I like about the whole cross-country method, I guess, because you only have to do the hard counting work once. Even though it's an easy count, you still kind of have to count your way off your easy count line. But once you have stitches in, you kind of just put the next stitch right to the ones that already exist. So you don't have to count anymore. You just kind of have to see what's already there. But yeah, I mean, you can see where we get into the areas. It's just, they're all like single stitches. They're like maybe two together, but other than that, they're just kind of sporadic stitches. So we'll see. We'll see if it gets less confetti towards the middle, where things get a little bit more stained glassy, as I mentioned last time. But maybe not. But I don't hate it. It's just, it is a little bit more, not quite as relaxing, I guess. So yay. But that is my new start. Let me show you the colors. Just let me show you the colors. Like, whoa, definitely has the most colors of any of my projects. I don't even know how many, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 80 plus, not a full floss card, but yes, like nice blue and rust colors. So love it, and yeah, excited to work on this. But moving on to the next project is, what's the next one on the list? Ragnarok. So yeah, I held this one into the camera last time, just having put on like 60 stitches or something, but it reignited my want to work on this one. And yes, how many stitches did I put in? I put in 1,030 stitches since the last time. So there's actually quite a bit of progress, but maybe, hang on, I keep forgetting. I want to be better about this now. Let's look at the picture, how it'll look like eventually. It's the long dog sampler, Ragnarok. So it depicts a lot of elements of the kind of mysteries and sagas of like Scandinavian culture. And yeah, and this is what I have. This is what I had before, and this is where we're now. So I put in or finished this leaf that I had started. I did have to rip out quite a few things because I messed up this little boat here. But I'm happy to say even ripping out with my silks worked fine. Seeing this in the camera now, I mean, I'm using my fancy ring light today for like the first time in forever since I have it, because this is actually my stitching lamp, but I changed my stitching setup. So now this lamp is way easier to get out to actually use for the purpose I bought it for. But yeah, it looks quite stripy. Which, yeah, I know why it looks stripy, because I like to put the half crosses down the line and then I fill them up on my way up. So that's why I have stripes. Do I like the stripy look? I mean, I know people with variegated floss, I think they kind of work like, yeah, they do full crosses and then kind of fill in areas more like not in a striped way, more in a organic way, I guess. Maybe I should switch doing that too, but then it'll take so much longer. Will it? Especially here, I'm seeing the stripes pretty badly. I don't know, maybe I should switch to the other way of stitching it and see if I like it better. I'm definitely not going to rip this out though. But yes, making progress nonetheless, and I'm happy about it. And I do enjoy stitching on this. The silk is actually really nice to stitch with. I mean, yes, I got into that last time. It's fun to stitch with. It's super nice and silky and soft and all that. So I can totally see the difference between stitching with DMC and stitching with silk. I do recommend that experience. I mean, when I started this, I barely started stitching in general, so I didn't really see any difference with it. But yeah, I'm so worried about my rat's nest of my silk. We'll see how that will hold up. But yay, Ragnarok, having fun. Moving on. I'm breezing through this. Is there anything? Oh, hang on, the fabric though. But I don't think I have like crazy good stats on the fabric. I'm at 3.3% on this, by the way, and I'm stitching on a 36 count. What is this? Oh yeah, it's a nameless linen. And I coffee dyed this together with some iron. So the coffee obviously gave it the brown and the iron gave it the black-ish. And I love it. I think, yeah, this looks like oak, old oak wood, which is kind of, I think, a fitting look for the whole Viking Scandinavian culture vibe I'm going for here. And I also hand dyed the silks I'm using, by the way, with indigo, hence the jeans blue. Okay, moving on. So the next project I worked on is Peaceful Lakehouse, which is a dimensions kit I got. Oh no! Okay, I'm sorry. I had to delete some footage of my memory card because it was full. So, the next project I have on my list is the Peaceful Lakehouse by Dimensions. I bought this as a kit, and this is what the... this is glary. There. This is what the finished project is supposed to look like if you stitch it as the kit. But I'll show you the mock-up of what my version will look like. So I recharted this kit to basically have a blue house instead of a red, and then I swapped around the dock on the left hand side of the image, and also I changed a little bit the sailboat in the background, but the rest I kind of left the same. I mean, you'll see the difference on screen here. I can show you for comparison this one again. But yes, since last time I put 778.5 stitches, because Cross Stitch Saga even counts half stitches as a half. obviously, and full crosses as a full. And since dimensions works a lot with half stitches, and also back stitches can be a half stitch, yeah, I get odd numbers. But yes, this is what we have now. So since last time, what did I work on? Ooh, I did the sky. I think I mainly did the sky, which you can barely see. I think you can see. There's light blue stitches and there's like some beige, like that's basically, that would totally blend in to the fabric. And some pink, so you have like this evening sky that is in now. And I started stitching on the boat. And I have to fudge in this area. Like I started like stitching the sky outwards from the trees and then down, and like the blue stitches of the water here, I kind of counted out from here, and with a boat those two sections meet and they don't meet up. So I'm one stitch off somewhere, so I'll have to fudge that somehow. I mean, like in this area, it'll be easy to fudge because that's just kind of like confetti galore, basically, because that's like bushes and rocks and it doesn't really matter. But yeah, here with the boats, there's like these little boats that are kind of stranded there. So I'll see how I'll fudge this area, but I don't know how to even remedy that if I wanted to, because I don't know where it got wrong. So we'll see. Maybe I'll find it as I'm stitching further on it where I miscounted. Certainly the sky is done, so I won't do anything there. I'll probably find a mistake somewhere coming over from this area somewhere, but it's okay. But yes, very happy with this. I am using the kit floss. But I am sticking to the areas that are previously charted by dimensions, because I know I'll definitely have enough floss for that. And once I'm done with that, I'll see how much I have left over of like the blues for the blue house, where I won't have enough probably, and I'll have to switch out with DMCs. But yes, I'll stitch kind of the original sections as is, other than this boat, because I know I'm not going to run out of the red since I threw out a bunch of the red. But yes, I won't stitch the blue house. That's the main thing, really. And yeah, really happy with this. I swapped out the kit fabric though. It was a 14 count Aida as well, and I'm using a 14 count Aida, but I'm using the Rustico from Zweigart, and this is just softer. Like the kit fabric was quite stiff. So yes, I don't know. I just thought this is nicer, and maybe I can use that stiff fabric for like some ornament stitching, which I'm thinking about a lot. I do want to stitch some ornaments at some point. Maybe I'll get around to it this Christmas already, at least starting some. But yeah, that's what I thought I'll use that kit fabric for, so it won't go to waste. Is there anything else to say about this? I don't think so. Enjoying this still. Oh yeah, I am toying with the idea of maybe giving this to my mom for Christmas, because I'm having a hard time finishing that table runner. So I think I'll have a super hard time finishing a second one of those. So maybe I'll give her this, since the Lakehouse is hers and I want to kind of hang it up there anyway. So I might as well gift it to my mom for Christmas, even though we only gift one person. We do like a, now I'm thinking of round robin, but that's not it. We're doing Secret Santa. So everybody draws one name. But we tend to like, if like my mom and me mainly, because we tend to knit presents, we kind of get to choose who we want to gift presents to, because we're making a handmade thing, and usually like the 2 weeks prior Christmas we draw the names is not enough to make a whole sweater or something. So yeah, maybe I'll request who I want to draw this year, and I'll request my aunt, and I can always give a present to my mom, can't I? So yes, anyway, so that's a loose plan. I won't be like super bummed out if I don't make it, but I'll have to finish one of these projects. I'll have to either finish the Christmas table runner, or I'll have to finish this, because otherwise I don't have any Christmas presents. But speaking of the Christmas table runner, maybe we just go into that one now, since I don't really know how many stitches I have on this one anyways. But I did stitch on it a little bit more. Yay! So I am making some progress on this. So let me show you my awesome Christmas table runner. And yeah, the main thing I did, can you see? Boop, boop, boop. So I finished all the little greenery stitches all the way around. Yay, yay, yay. And I've since started putting little French knots. That's a lot of French knots around the border. I'm doing a terrible job of showing this, but here, let me go back. So I haven't done, yeah, man, I'm dragging my feet doing the second motif. I really should just do it, because I think that's what's keeping me from finishing this thing. Because yeah, the border grows pretty quick, and it's actually a nice project. I've had to sit in the doctor's office the past month a few times. So this is a great project to bring because I don't have to deal with a pattern. Now with my awesome new tablet as a stitch thing, it got a little bit more unwieldy to travel with me though, because it's a big tablet. So, and I don't want to be sitting in a room and I have like a huge tablet propped up in front of me. So I tend to pick this, or, and I'll get to that in the knitting section, bring some knitting, because knitting is super awesome for the doctor's office. But anyway, so yeah, I did work a little bit on this, perfecting my French knot technique. There's definitely a few very funny looking ones in there. But oh well, there's a few really nice looking ones in there too. Maybe I'll show you a nice one as well. Here, this one. This one looks good. So, yes, some of them work out fine. I think most of them look good, but some of them, I don't know. I don't know quite. But that's fine. We're all learning. So yay, I am on a mission to get this done for Christmas. Next time I sit down, I really need to just do the second motif. And then I think I can relax on this, because I know I can get all the rest done. But this won't take long either. It's just something, obviously, I kind of like, the way I went about this one is like, I kind of drew it on the fabric and then I just kind of cross stitch over it. And I think it worked out fine, honestly. I don't think it's too messy. So I'll just do the same on the other side. I'll just have to do it. Okay, but that is that. Oh yeah, but the fabric, hang on. Do I have stats on this? Oh, no. I don't. I think this was is this a 28 count? Yeah, I think this is a 28 count. I think I figured that out. But it's like a mystery kind of band type situation. And I'm using anchor floss on this project. Okay, so what's the next project? I talked about Peaceful Lakehouse. So the next one is one I actually have been working on a lot lately, and I'm starting to really like this project. I mean, I always liked kind of the design, but I wasn't the biggest fan of 40 count, and some of you might already know what I'm talking about. It is the Fool by the Witchy Stitcher. So yeah, this is how the Witchy Stitcher kind of designed the project, which is totally awesome on its own. But since I'm a blue loving person, I recharted some of the pink colors to be blue. And here we are. I made very good progress, I think, anyways, on this. Adding in a bunch of colors to this. So the last time I was working on the panda, on the black. So I finished the black in the panda. There's still some black that needs to be in the border. I think I worked a little bit on the border as well. We definitely didn't have this one last time. But yeah, I think I'll just finish my thread. And then I wanted to move on to some more fun colors. The rainbow border is certainly shaping out to be as annoying as I was expecting. Ugh, just those stupid 5 stitches. And I'm kind of hesitant to kind of put in whatever the next color in here. I'm kind of doing them one by one because I really don't want to miscount and having to rip it out kind of thing. So I'm building them on top of one another. I'm also hesitant to put one in down here in case everything is messed up down here with accounting. So I kind of want to be good and work my way top to bottom, really. But yes, it's cool. It's fun. I'm excited. I want to get this one kind of done soon because I really want to see how I'll finish this, because I want to finish this as a card, proper card. So I want to put very stiff interfacing on this to hopefully get like as card-like a finish as possible. And I'll just put this fabric without any stitching on the back. I know she's planning on releasing like a back design as far as I know, but this is going to be so much work already to just have the front stitched. I'm not planning on stitching any fancy back thing. So yes, it will just be plain fabric on the back, but that'll be fine. That's the plan anyways. But for now I need to finish stitching this one. So how many stitches did I do on this one? That was 733 stitches that I put on this, but I am at 57% complete on this, which is pretty good. And yeah, do I have another project to show you? No, that actually finishes off all the project I worked on. So yes, let's move on to knitting, shall we? So yes, my knitting bug came back, maybe due to the whole new seating arrangement, because sometimes I do still feel like just sitting on the couch with my husband. But since it's not very set up for cross stitch anymore, I'll knit because I don't need lighting as good for knitting. And now we have like our old like couch lamp there, which is fine, but just not as bright. I started knitting again, and I actually cast on a new project. One I've meant to start working on for forever. I think I've owned this pattern for over like 2-3 years, maybe even longer. And yeah, the pattern I'm talking about, is this gonna be good enough? I don't know, maybe. Is the Ranunculus by Midori Hirose. I'm probably butchering this name, so I'm terribly sorry. And yeah, it's like a super oversized top-down sweater with some lace pattern as the yoke, and people love it. This is probably the most knit pattern on Ravelry. I haven't looked it up, but it's like near all the knitting YouTubers I watch have made at least one. And if they've made one, lots of them made 2 or 3 because I love it so much. It's super versatile, apparently. You can make it with all different yarn weights. And yes, so I decided to cast one on myself. And I am actually using reclaimed yarn. It's Rohrspatz und Wollmeise yarn in the blend base. So this is merino cashmere. I think it's MCN, merino cashmere nylon. Is there nylon in here? I don't know. I would have to look that up. I'll probably put that thing in my base. But I knit a sweater before using this yarn. I knit the boxy cardigan by Jorge Locatelli with that. I showed that in my podcast quite a few years ago, but I never ended up wearing that sweater. And I really love the yarn though. It's super soft. It has cashmere in it. So it was also a little bit on a pricier side. So I really didn't want that yarn to go to waste. So I decided to rip out all that knitting. And if you watched my stuff back then, you know how much work a boxy cardigan is, or if you just know that knitting pattern. It's like a super oversized sweater. And that was the reason why I didn't wear it, because it was just like way too oversized. But yes, I reclaimed that yarn. So I ripped the whole thing out. I washed this yarn. I re-skeined it and all that stuff. So I have a bunch of yarn balls going and kicking around. I have a lot of them because I knit that with helical knitting, I think. So I swapped yarns. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that with this project, but let me show you what I have going so far. Of course, this is terrible to show because it's still on quite small circumference. Does this look like anything? I don't think it looks like anything. So yay, I started. So I'm showing you the back right now. So yeah, you start with like a ribbed hem. Is this a hem? I don't know the terminology anymore. Then you do some short row shaping, as you can see here, and then you get started with some, I guess it's just, oh man, I don't have the knit words anymore. How do you call this? It's not structure. I'm thinking of structure, texture. Like texture stitches. Like, this is hard to describe what you're doing here, basically, but you're like pulling knit stitches over your knitting. Here it's just like some purl and slip stitch thing, and we're getting into the lace down here. You see this? Yeah, it's terrible to show at this stage because I have it on a fairly small circumference right now, and it's getting bigger. I'm adding stitches. But yeah, enjoying this. I'm using there you can see the lace a little bit better. Yes, I'm using, what do I use? I'm using 6mm needles, which is quite thick. I'm using my Lika driftwood needles. They're made from birchwood. I love these needles. But yeah, 6mm is quite thick. But the plus side is you make progress pretty fast. So I think I've knitted on this like maybe three times, 3 sessions. So that's not too bad. But yes, I'm curious to see. I have no idea. So the thing is, the pattern is written, yeah, for all yarn weights, and all they say is basically just meet gauge. And then you're gonna be good. And as I mentioned, this is a very oversized project. Because what happens is you knit the yoke, and then technically you knit some raglan, which will just add width to the body, and then you knit down. But I don't want, and that creates, I think you can see it in this picture pretty well. It creates these weird bad wings, which I really don't want. So my plan is to just knit the yoke, and I think I've heard that mentioned a lot by other knitters too, that they just do the yoke and then omit this raglan section, and I'll just start knitting the sweater kind of after the yoke. And that is my plan as well, to do this here. But in terms of like size that I cast on, I don't even remember what size I cast on. Did I mark this? That would be very, very stupid of me not to do this, but I think I might have not even marked it. No, I haven't marked it because it isn't, it's no difference right now. In the beginning, it's all the same. Actually only starts being different in the, oh, sorry, I'm showing all of this. Maybe I shouldn't have. But yeah, there you can see, like in this raglan section, it starts being important what size you actually want to knit. But by that time, I already have a whole yoke going, and I can decide if I want it wider or not, if I need it or not. Then I can always do a bit more like raglan if I feel like it ended up being too tight or something. So I don't know. All I'm trying to say is I'm just knitting right now, and I'll see once we need to decide for a size, what size I'll go for, I guess. But yay, enjoying this. Really nice yarn. Very happy that I am making a sweater with this now. I'm probably gonna have a ton left over, and we'll see how much, if it's gonna be enough for another sweater, or if I'll make something for either my son or my daughter. But yay, knitting again, and makes me very happy. It's in a bag that I made myself with English paper piecing. Yay. And the second knit project is I guess for you guys, technically, it's a new cast on as well, because I don't think I've ever held this into the camera, but in my mind, it's a work in progress because I started this forever ago. And basically, it's already half done because it is a sock project. Yay! So this is just some random sock yarn, probably lana grossa or something, meilenweit. I think I cast this on definitely in 2023, probably like spring 2023. So this is like nearly 2 years old. That whip. This is basically around the time when I lost my knitting mojo. That's how long ago I started this, and it all went really well. So I have my favorite way of knitting things. I like to do the twisted rib, just plain stockinette. I like to do the heel flap. Ugh, how to show this? Heel flap and gusset toe, all with the same yarn, and then plain stockinette until you hit the place where you need to do the toe decreases. And there I'm using from a German podcaster, Nora. I'll link her channel below. I'm not sure she changed her channel name, so I'm blanking on it now. But yes, and she released I think it's free, her way of sock knitting. And she has what she calls an ergonomic toe, meaning you have a left and a right sock. So you just start decreasing on the one side earlier than you do on the other side. And that way you kind of work a left and the right sock. And so I'm done with the right sock. All I have to do is a Kitchener. But I actually was working on this yesterday on the train. I was going to Braunschweig with my daughter to hand her over to my mom. And but yeah, I forgot my sewing needle to do the Kitchener at the very end. So that's why I left off here. But I did since cast on. Whoop. And yeah, this is how far I got yesterday on this, which is pretty good if you think about it. I'm using those small circulars, which is cramping my hands. I still am not 100% on if I really like these. I'm using 2mm needles. Like with sock knitting, I'm knitting super loose, but I like a very, very tight finish. Do you see my nails? I'm pretty happy about my nails right now, actually. Fitting the knitting vibe. They're called cozy times. So yay. So yes, knitting away on these. Did I mention 2mm? Yes, I did. So awesome. Yes, that is all I have for you guys. I think it's enough. Seeing that this section of the little video already took 45 minutes, and I think I've been blabbing on for like at least 20 before that. So maybe I should let you guys go. So thank you very much for watching. If you've made it to the end, what do you want for a emoji? Is there a knitting emoji? I don't think there's a knitting emoji. Maybe there's like a yarn ball. Give me something yarny, knitting-y. We'll see what emojis the world has to offer here, because I'm happy that I'm back in my knitting mojo, at least a little bit, but as you can tell, does not have a whole lot of effect on my stitching bug, because there's been a lot, basically been a mini whip parade. So yes, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.